Hai, aku Chandra Intan dan selamat datang di versi terbaru dari Vampire Podcast, yaitu Building Your Empire.
Call a friend.
There. Am I wrong? I mean, no spoilers.
Empowering women, like queens, real queens fix each other's crown.
Louder. I think we need tissue. Can we have tissue, please?
Hello everyone, welcome back to another Building Your Empire video. And today in this podcast, we're going to talk with three beautiful women right here, and they are all entrepreneurs. And also, we're going to talk about entrepreneurship today. So, here we have Kak Santitan. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, absolutely. And she's the co-founder of Saf & Co. And also, she's also a mentor actually at Vampire Mentorship Program.
Yeah.
Yes, so by the way, talking about mentorship program in Vampire, kita tuh ada program mentorship dan itu kita bisa belajar 1-1 gitu, jadi one on one. Dan kalau misalnya kalian ketinggalan program mentorship yang sekarang nggak masalah karena next year, awal-awal tahun depan kalian bisa langsung aja daftar. Kalau kalian nggak mau ketinggalan bisa langsung aja follow Instagram kita ya. Alright, so another speaker that we have right here is Kak Adinda Nindya Chandra. Hai Kak Adinda. Yes, we love it. She is a C-level super mentor. And then she is also an executive director in Askara dan juga producer. Oh my God, she has a lot. Also, she is an event specialist and also LPDP awardee. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming, Kak.
Thank you so much.
And then the last but not least, we have Kak Monica Chigani. She is the founder and CEO of Adina. And also, she is also a product analyst and beauty. Product analytics and beauty.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Kak Monica, for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we are going to talk about entrepreneurship ya, sebelum kita ngobrolin soal usaha kakak, nah boleh dong Kak diceritakan lebih lanjut. And also like we would love you to introduce yourself even more and tell us what you're doing right now.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here, like to be with all these amazing girls over here. So I'm really grateful. Jadi perkenalkan, I'm Monica Chugani and I'm the founder of Adina. Jadi Adina itu adalah a skincare brand based in Indonesia where we truly as a brand itu we believe in simplicity and all our products actually are 2-in-1 which are multifunctional and of course we're saving the environment as well. So for Adina, our ingredients are inspired by Indian and Indonesian heritage where we're doing like a, bringing in the ancient culture with a modern twist as well. So I'm also working with a company in Singapore focusing on product analytics, which is really interesting because I feel like every brand right now, we really have to understand about your customer journey on your app and also your website as well. So yeah, I am product analytics and beauty.
Oh my God, thank you so much for the introduction. That was amazing.
Halo semuanya, perkenalkan aku Santitan dan aku adalah co-founder dari Saf & Co. Saf & Co itu adalah local brand perfume yang kita mulai tahun 2020. Jadi sampai sekarang itu sudah jalan sekitar 2 tahun gitu.
Amazing.
2020 loh. That's pandemic situation. That is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay, Kak Adinda, would you please introduce yourself?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Adinda. Aku adalah seorang executive director, co-founder dan juga producer dari Askara. Askara adalah sebuah company yang bergerak di seni pertunjukan, di mana yang kita lakukan adalah mengadaptasi cerita-cerita yang relevan di masyarakat Indonesia dan juga kita menyediakan service di bidang seni pertunjukan seperti contohnya konsep, script writing, koreografi, set design, music production, basically everything you need A to Z, you know who to call.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a lot right there. That's amazing. We're so happy, we're so grateful to be able to talk with you here and hopefully aku juga yakin kalau teman-teman Fempress is how we call our community. So I'm very sure that they also want to learn a lot from you. Apa yang menjadi sebuah landasan bagi diri kakak untuk mau terjun ke dalam dunia bisnis gitu. So what makes you want to be an entrepreneur?
I think for me itu like being an entrepreneur itu adalah untuk like focus on your passion. Like I've always been like super passionate into like skincare and understanding and helping a lot of people as well with their skincare journey juga. Jadi I worked in the SaaS industry itu udah 10 tahun in Singapore, and I was like, okay, now it's actually time for me to really follow my passion and also my vision. Jadi so I feel like being an entrepreneur is such a like a buzzword that everybody uses, right? But you have to really believe in what exactly are you creating. Are you actually going to bring an impact to the world by creating your own brand? So that's what I feel like being an entrepreneur is, just like having your passion. Because if you're passionate about anything, you will definitely be successful as well. You just have to have a vision, have a goal, and just execute it. And that's what I feel. And I truly like, I just love talking about skincare. Like it's just been such a great journey, because now when people like talk to me, oh my God, Monica, like talk to me about Adina. What is Adina? It's just like natural, right? So that's what I love about being an entrepreneur right now. And whoever is out there, I feel like just don't be scared. Like, just execute it and like follow your passion and have a great vision, and you'll be able to do it. Yeah.
Doesn't it like make you feel so alive when
Yeah.
you're like working on something that you really love?
I absolutely agree. Like, you're like you're constantly like working for it. Like they say like, being an entrepreneur, you work like 24 jam itu you're working, right? Gak ada kayak rest gitu, hari Sabtu chilling, hari Minggu chilling, itu gak ada. But you have like so much joy pas lagi kerja juga, because it's your own baby, right? And for Adina, like we're still a baby, so we have to like grow, and yeah, I'm just enjoying the process. Yeah.
Absolutely, like the energy is just there, nggak sih? Oh my God.
I agree.
What about you, Kak?
Oke, jadi kalau misalnya ditanya kenapa terjun ke entrepreneurship, sebenarnya karena awalnya kita mau bikin sebuah show di Jakarta. Jadi karena kalau bikin sebuah show, apa yang perlu dilakukan? Jadi backwards, udah ketahuan outcome-nya dulu, apa yang mesti kita lakukan sebelumnya. Akhirnya kita memutuskan bersama 2 co-founder aku yang lain untuk bikin Askara. Dan sebenarnya juga tadi setuju banget sama Kak Monica bahwa it started from love, definitely. Like the 3 of us, we have love for musical theater. Dan tentunya kita bisa lihat kadang-kadang di industri kita masing-masing pasti ada permasalahan. Dan daripada kita kayak komplain, ini kok gini, ini kok gitu, you have to be the change gitu. Jadi that quote is really true. Daripada kita nunggu orang lain bergantung sama keadaan, kita yang harus maju duluan gitu. Karena kita nggak akan pernah tahu bahwa langkah yang kita lakukan itu bisa menginspirasi banyak orang lagi. Jadi instead of complaining, you start doing the change. You do the talk, you do the walk.
Here. Oh my God. Gila merinding. That's so true. Alright, what about you?
Kalau aku ditanya kenapa terjun ke dunia bisnis sih, sebenarnya dari family background itu memang rata-rata di bisnis. Yang profesional ada, tapi mostly di bisnis gitu. Jadi kayak memang dari kecil, dari aku kecil itu juga udah kayak tertanam mindsetnya itu bisnis. Akhirnya setelah aku kuliah dan mencoba kerja, aku pernah kerja juga karena backgroundku kan interior design. Iya, aku sebenarnya agak gak nyambung sebenarnya. Nah, anyways, aku sempat kerja juga di bidang interior design itu, tapi sebenarnya cocok-cocok aja, dan aku juga passion dan aku juga sebenarnya suka banget di bidang itu. Tapi 2 tahun yang lalu itu kayak aku melihat ada peluangnya gitu loh, kayak ini kayaknya ada potensinya kalau aku masuk ke bidang ini. Ya udahlah, loncat, kita ceritanya terjun lah ya. Akhirnya dari situ aku meninggalkan dunia interior design aku udah sama sekali nggak pernah menyentuh apapun itu yang berhubungan dengan itu. Kita fokus full time di building Safenco ini gitu.
Gila, it takes like a lot of courage loh.
Iya, aku lumayan meninggalkan comfort zone lah ya.
Also, one of like the privilege sih for people who has like a family yang kayak mereka tuh udah expert lah dalam satu bidang gitu ya. I think you are really great at using that resource basically, and like turn it into something that actually going to be really great for you and also for the people.
Yeah, I'm very grateful sih for everything and semuanya, and resources dari family juga aku sangat-sangat grateful gitu.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And the way that you're actually being a mentor right now is just like, oh, kayak Oh my god, so like berarti intinya kamu nanti bakal kayak learning things not only from her and only her experience, but also like her family's experience. That is really really amazing. Kamu Nika,
Yes.
sebagai seorang founder dan CEO dari Adina, yakni skincare ya kayak dengan natural ingredients that you talk about and from two heritage Indonesia and also India, like boleh diceritain nggak sih Kak, kayak seperti apa sih awal mulanya Adina ini berdiri? How did you start it?
Yep.
And also maybe you can also talk about like seperti apa sih lebih lengkapnya Adina sekarang ini,
Okay, so for Adina, so when I was really young, because like my family is from Indonesia, but my mom's family is from India. So I've always grown up with like my mom and my grandmother always like DIY like face masks, right? And like literally for years my mom used to be like creating like face masks with turmeric, and then I noticed like there was a trend that where people used to do like DIY like face masks, but it was always like dirty and like there was always stain, and it was just never, sometimes people would actually like see a reaction as well, because you don't really know what exactly you're using from your kitchen when you're like creating a DIY mask, right? So that's when I actually came up with the idea that I wanted to like simplify everybody's like beauty routine, because I truly believe like as an individual, like skincare should be extremely simple, but at the same time we should really like enjoy it, because that's like my time with my skin. It could be like for 2 minutes, it could be for 5 minutes, but it's my time. But like I feel like today like there are so many brands that offer people maybe like a 10-step routine, a 12-step routine, and at Adina we don't believe that. We really believe like it has to be like multifunctional, and that's why we created like products that are 2-in-1 as well. So that's when I decided, okay, you know what, I'm going to create Adina so that I can help people, I can bring an impact where people can enjoy their skincare routine just by themselves. Like it's a self-love and self-care moment as well. So that's how I actually started Adina. We launched this year in March in 2020. It took me around like 2 years to like create the formula and implement everything. So it was like a very interesting journey because we started during COVID and we launched. But everything really went well, and I'm really grateful for that. And for like Adina, like it is like for example like natural ingredients. So our main active ingredient is actually like kunyit, right? Because dari kecil itu, aduh, I suka banget minum jamu. Like I love jamu.
Best.
Yeah.
Best.
And also dari kecil itu semua like DIY masknya itu ada kunyitnya juga. Dan kunyit itu has a lot of benefits for our skin as well as our body as well. But a lot of people, they don't really understand like what are the benefits of turmeric for our skin. So that's when I actually like included like turmeric as our main ingredient, because it's inspired by my heritage, which is Indian and also Indonesian. So right now untuk Adina itu kita ada like 2 produk, dan produknya itu one is like a moisturizer yang bisa dipakai day and night, which is a 2-in-1, dan juga it's a exfoliator dan juga masker yang bisa dipakai 2-3 kali, and also is like with turmeric. But we also incorporate like the modern trends right now, which is like not only focusing on like kunyit, tapi juga ada kayak like the niacinamide, the probiotics, so that people are aware of it as well. So yeah, so if you guys want to try Adina and try kunyit, you know where to find us. Thank you.
Oh my god, that sounds so exciting. By the way, kayaknya samosa kita udah jadi.
Seru. Terima kasih,
Boleh,
Mas.
Kas. Thank you so much lo ya. Nah, tadi kita udah ngobrol bareng sama kamu Nika. Sekarang aku mau coba tanya Kak Adinda.
Iya, silakan Kak.
Nah, kalau misalnya awal-awalnya di Askara tuh gimana sih, Kak? And like Kakak kan sekarang jadi director ya. Executive director di sana. Like how's your experience in there?
Okay, my experience sebenarnya kalau dibilang very dynamic, karena building Askara I don't have any mentor. I don't have any mentor at all. It was just like kayak kalau kita sekarang familiar sama term blind buying, ini gue kayak blind jumping gitu ya. Gue sama kayak tadi dibilang sama Santi, kayak iya banget blind jumping banget, kayak nggak tahu medannya kayak apa. Bahkan kalau misalnya kalau orang mau bikin company kan kita research dulu kompetitornya, kita research marketnya, kita yang penting jalan dulu aja gitu.
Oh my God.
And it comes lainnya tuh all that stuff itu as we go. And dari situ aku belajar bahwa there's no right way to actually run a business. Choose what suits you. right? Like kayak nggak bisa one size fits all. Dan kadang-kadang what works for other people might not work for you and vice versa. Jadi bener-bener banyak trial and error, banyak banget belajar people management. Karena yang paling penting kan adalah ini sebenarnya kita serving client, serving customers. Sama aja mau apapun produknya kan pasti ada kliennya, ada customersnya. In terms of performing arts ada audience. Jadi gimana caranya kita bikin audience customers untuk keep coming back for more gitu. How do they trust us nantinya gitu, gimana cara kita tanamin trust, terus gimana juga kita bekerja sama-sama coworkers kita. I think it's very important to have like a great communication skill in terms of working gak hanya di performing arts but in any kind of industry, karena I think it's very essential gitu. Kalau misalnya kita nggak bisa communicate baik dengan orang, percayalah hubungan relationship work itu nggak akan lama gitu. Tapi kalau kita bisa bikin orang nyaman sama kita punya willingness untuk mendengar, kita always say the 3 magic sentence, sorry, please, and thank you. I know it's very overrated and cliche, but sometimes people forget the cliche. Jadi itu penting banget kayak untuk always go back to the basic gitu. Jadi trial and error teman-teman semuanya.
Wow, that is amazing. I admire your courage, and like performing arts is such a huge thing, and it's not something that you can just wing it just like that. Like not everybody can do it. I mean, everybody can try, and we should try if we have, you know, like the calling to do that. But like for you to be able to nail it, oh my god!
Thank you.
Deserve an applause.
Thank you so much.
Oke, Kak Santi. Jadi kan apa ya, industri parfum itu kan sangat kompetitif ya. But like, how do you start it? What's the story behind it? Kenapa kakak memilih industri parfum gitu?
Kalau ditanya kenapa produknya itu parfum, aku sendiri itu memang dari kecil aku suka parfum, Kak. Family juga suka. Kayak kakek aku juga suka. Walaupun dia udah tua ya pakai parfum Chanel gitu kan lucu ya. So cute. Dia juga suka. Jadi memang ada passionnya itu ada bibit passionnya itu dari kecil lah ya, dari keluarga gitu. Nah, terus kalau ditanya kenapa mulai Savenco-nya itu karena sekitar 6 tahun belakangan ini kan local brand itu lagi baru mulai mulai naik lah ya. Banyak local brand makeup, local brand skincare gitu, itu mulai banyak yang mengkuat gitu. Kualitasnya juga semakin keren, featuresnya semakin keren gitu. Nah, jadi itu yang memancing aku untuk kayak ini kayaknya ada celah nih buat kita coba masuk nih. Terus pada saat itu aku mulai melihat kalau ada local brand perfume udah mulai bermunculan dan harganya itu murah, affordable lah ya. Let's say kayak misalkan 200-300 ribu. Sedangkan pada saat itu kan yang aku dan teman-teman satu circle pakai itu kan biasanya international fragrance, designer lah ya. Misalkan average harga 2 juta gitu. Nah, yang lokalnya ini mungkin 200-300 ribu. Terus aku kayak sempat sedikit meremehkan. Aku coba beli gitu, cobalah beli, ini murah apa sih ini, aku coba beli. Terus ternyata pas aku coba, loh kok bagus gitu, kok wanginya nggak kalah ya sama yang 2-3 juta. Nah akhirnya itu aku ajak partner aku sekarang untuk, lu coba deh, coba beli deh, coba aja dulu beli. Akhirnya dia coba, terus ya kok keren ya. Kayak kok bisa ya harganya segini gitu. Iya, gue juga bingung. Ya udah ayo. Akhirnya awalnya aku ajak dia mulai, awalnya dia sempet gak mau, partner aku sekarang. Tapi setelah dia coba dan timbang-timbang lagi, dia approach aku, terus akhirnya ya udah ayo kita research into bidang ini. Akhirnya dari situ kita cari tahu seluk beluknya kenapa bisa harganya segini terus kualitasnya kayak gini ya gitu. Akhirnya setelah kita research sampai sekarang puji Tuhan masih ada.
Oh my god, gila keren banget. Kayak apa ya, it's really cool that you can see the momentum gitu. Kakak bisa ngelihat momentumnya di pasar seperti apa dan ternyata it's doable. So why not?
Iya.
That's so cool. Oh my god, thank you so much for that story. Ini untuk kakak bertiga nih, untuk Kak Monica, Kak Adinda, dan juga Kak Santi. Menurut kakak apa sih mindset yang harus dimiliki ketika kita tuh mau membangun bisnis tapi dalam keadaan krisis? Kayak misalnya tadi kan pada mulainya di pandemi gitu ya. And then like in the future kita lagi dihantui dengan resesi gitu kan. So you girls get through this crisis. Like how did you do that? Dan gimana caranya kita untuk bisa mempersiapkan diri kita untuk the next crisis?
Kalau ditanya gimana caranya survive di krisis ini juga sama kayak tadi sih, udah kecebur aja kita kan harus berenang ya, pilihannya mau tenggelam apa berenang. Kembali lagi pilihannya kepada Anda sendiri kan. Jadi saya mah maunya berenang gitu, walaupun sulit ya jujur aja gitu, karena seni pertunjukan itu kan we're very familiar with stage. Lalu sekarang di pandemi kita harus mulai dari online kan gitu, outcome-nya sangat berbeda, treatment-nya sangat berbeda juga. Jadi kita juga push untuk tadi seperti Kak Santi bilang, go out of our comfort zone untuk belajar film treatment, belajar kalau di kamera tuh angle-nya gimana beda sama teater. Kalau teater kita duduk, kita bisa lihat semuanya. In camera you can choose which angle do you want to see. However, I think kalau misalnya ditanya apa yang harus dipunya mindsetnya, ini aku mau quote dari Elizabeth Gilbert, dia penulis bukunya Eat, Pray, Love. But ini untuk semua fempresses, please baca buku Big Magic. Itu
I've heard about it. Yeah, Big Magic.
Itu about finding your passion, dan kayak percayalah itu selalu ada di diri kita. Orang selalu pikir kalau aku mau ketemu passion aku harus nyari outwards, harusnya inwards. Dan dia bilang done is better than perfect. Karena saya anaknya suka menunda, I know my flaws so much because I procrastinate a lot. Therefore, that quote really hits me. Done is better than perfect. As long as I keep on going, even though I fail, even though I stumble, I make progress 1% every day. Imagine 1% every day in like 1 year, 365%.
Amazing.
It looks small day by day, but I think done is better than perfect should be the mindset that we aim to have. Karena kita jadi nggak ada pressure sama diri kita. Harus to-do list semua kayak gini. I have to get up at 5 a.m. Let's lose that, okay? Build realistic goals for you. What works for others wouldn't work for you. Dan strategi untuk resesi, have multiple streams of revenue. I think don't limit yourself because this is what I can do, so I don't want to try something else. Tapi coba berani aja gitu, karena kita nggak pernah tahu sih. Banyak banget sebenarnya yang menunggu di depan kita nih di masa depan. Kalau kita only like standing in front of one doors, itu terus doorsnya nggak kebuka, sebenarnya banyak pintu-pintu lain yang menunggu kita untuk datangin pintu itu gitu. Jadi be open to possibilities gitu Kak.
Wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And that thing when you said kayak let's like, you know, get rid of that perfect or like that concept of we have to get up at 5, that heals my inner child.
Right?
Honestly.
Yes.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Thank you.
So yeah. Kalau buat Santi gimana?
Kalau dari aku dan partnerku itu, yang penting kita give our best. Kita selalu do our best. Gimana caranya supaya produk kita, services kita, story dan everything kita punya value lebih yang semaksimal mungkin deh. Pokoknya kita selalu give the best. Terus kalau untuk hal-hal lain yang memang kita benar-benar nggak bisa dikontrol, kayak udah jalan Tuhan gitu ya, kayak corona gitu kan mana ada yang tahu ya. Ya udah itu kalau memang kita benar-benar nggak bisa kontrol gitu ya udah sih. Jadi yang penting kita dari kitanya sendiri, kita udah benar-benar berusaha untuk semaksimal mungkin dan sebaik mungkin. Terus sisanya yang di luar tangan kita, di luar kontrol kita gitu ya udah gitu, biar nggak terlalu overthinking juga gitu.
Gila, itu penting banget sih, itu penting banget for sanity.
Kalau nggak overthinking banget loh.
Exactly.
Masa kita harus nggak bisa dong kita kontrol semuanya kan?
True. Absolutely. Well, yeah, gotta do the best and give it the rest to God.
Yeah.
Well, it's the way to go. What about you, Kak Monica?
Okay, I think like for me, what is important is like, see, pandemic was of course a big crisis that we couldn't, control. But I feel like every time there will be different kind of crisis, right? And it's just for me personally, I feel like we should always have like a plan B and C. So if a crisis like this happen, like how are we going to overcome it as well? And like overthinking, like we as humans, we like overthink a lot, but we need to just focus on what is our goal and how we're going to achieve it. Like I mean, like overthinking is literally just we create in our own head. So just always have a plan B and plan C. I used to have plan B, but my husband taught me how to have a plan C also. So I always have like 3 plans right now. So in case if anything happens, okay, what can we do to like overcome this, and like how are we going to achieve it? Like for example, like when I was going to launch Adina, like I had a specific timeline and I was pushing everything to work on a specific timeline. And unfortunately, it couldn't work out. And I was just getting so stressed and worried. I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, why am I getting stressed, right? It's my business. I just feel like as entrepreneurs, we just want a certain thing to run a certain way at a certain time, but it doesn't happen professionally or personally as well. So just have plan A, plan B, and plan C. So you will never be stressed. Okay, you will always be stressed, but yeah. But yeah, that's how I like manage if there's any kind of crisis or challenges for me, yeah.
Well, if you're stressed, do your skincare routine.
Yes,
Your me time.
yes, with Adina.
Exactly. Go natural. So, all right. So we have our last question right here. Kakak ada saran apa nih untuk teman-teman Fempress di luar sana yang mereka tuh masih agak ragu gitu untuk mengejar mimpi mereka?
Untuk para Fempress yang menonton ini yang mungkin masih ragu untuk memulai gitu ya, menurut aku bilang sih mulai aja sih, loncat aja dulu. Kayak Kak Dinda bilang kalau udah loncat ya either mau berenang atau ngambang.
Betul.
Sorry. Ya sama lah, renang atau ngambang gitu ya. Terus I'm a big believer in kata-kata ini, kayak mulai aja dulu, nanti learn along the way. Gitu.
Absolutely agree. Just do it. So my mom also like said, kalau misalnya kamu takut, lakuin aja, entar takutnya hilang. So well that keeps me going. So do that. Alright, Kak Dinda.
Untuk yang masih ragu, kalau kita mau hasil yang berbeda, kita juga harus melakukan sesuatu yang berbeda. Hanya orang yang nggak punya logika aja kalau misalnya pengen hasil yang berbeda tapi ngelakuin hal-hal yang sama juga. And you only have one life, and this is your chance to actually really write your story. Jadi kalau ditanya kenapa masih ragu, coba tanya apa sih yang menjadi keraguan. Misalnya kadang-kadang orang, aku takut ntar kalau aku bikin bisnis ini atau aku follow my passion yang ini terus orang ngomongin aku. At the end of the day, people will always talk.
Exactly.
Be it good or bad, it's publicity anyway. Therefore, so treat it like that gitu. Jadi you have to really own it. Karena at the end of the day, people only care about themselves. They don't really care about you. Not in a bad way. However, jadi I think kalian harus, ya tadi seperti Kak Santi juga bilang, jalanin aja dulu lo, terjun aja dulu sebenarnya gitu loh. And at the end of the day, hati kita tuh selalu tahu sebenarnya passion kita tuh apa. Seek inwards, jangan outwards. Dan kalau kita udah punya talenta apapun itu kan sebenarnya adalah berkat yang diberikan Tuhan ke kita. Nah sekarang untuk as a gift back to God adalah gimana kita menggunakan talenta itu di dalam hidup kita gitu. Jadi jangan jadikan hidup kita sia-sia. You got only one life. Really though.
God. Gila merinding cuy. That was really cool. Thank you so much, Kak. Oh wow. That speaks like in a spiritual level somehow. Okay, Kak Monica.
Okay, I feel like everyone itu kita pasti ada ragu sendiri ya, like okay, how do we start? And I think for me it's like you have to have the right support system who can really push you towards like going like just doing it, like executing it, right? But I just feel like your support system, like who you surround yourself with, who you hang out with, is extremely important for you to reach a certain level of your life. Yes, we only have one life, but if we are surrounded with people who are like, so negative and like just pushing us down, we're never going to fulfill that. So I just feel like believe in yourself. Focus on exactly what your vision is. Manifest it so badly. When you manifest something and you work towards it, you're able to execute it. And again, like support system is extremely important. So that's what I believe in. So don't be scared. Like just do it, girls. You can do it. What's going to happen if you fail? Nothing. You're just going to get stronger and stronger. So yeah.
Oh my God, thank you so much, kakak-kakak. And thank you so much everyone for watching from the start till the end. If you need more support and more, affirmative things, to keep you going, check out our videos, because the vibe is literally like this, like all the time. So yeah. Okay, see you guys on another episode of Building Your Empire. Bye.
Bye.
yang harus kita fokuskan adalah marketnya. Market itu sendiri itu kan sangat-sangat luas. Yang penting kita dari sisi business ownernya, dari sisi brand foundernya itu kita harus fokus ke market kita itu siapa, orang seperti apa, kelompok orang yang seperti apa yang mau kita serve gitu.